Welcome to the Jersey Shore. And according to Charlie, it's not so shitty here. Happy birthday, baby Brooks. We love you. And Charlie still sucks. Welcome to Showmance, guys, the only show on the internet doing deep dives on shows with no depth.
Shows as shallow as Brooks's capacity for conflict and chaos within the friend group, which is so weird considering he was raised by the women of the Salt Lake.
Well, you want to know why it's not weird? Because Meredith Marks, her whole strategy is to disengage.
Meredith?
That's what her strategy is. I'm not saying she's always successful.
She should try implementing it.
Sometimes she does.
Does she have like a small band of hyenas that defend her? Because Brooks has managed to gather some hyenas that just yappity yap in his defense. Like I like this kid, but I would really love it if you would fight a battle. Not literally, but like, why does Gia have to drive all the way from New Jersey to scream at people for
That's
you?
who it's in her blood.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
She's
Riley said like everybody's screaming
Yeah.
at people for this dude. This dude just like wondering, what was he wondering? If
Where
he
his
could
straw
where the
was.
straw was or what track
If he
gym
could crochet
suit
something.
Vegas.
I personally really enjoyed all of
Casino
that.
chic. It was funny, but like, oh God, though, man. Just yell at somebody.
It
Well,
was
yes,
weird
hold
to
on.
have everybody could defending him. The thing with Chloe and Charlie, and it just seems like everyone is ready to pounce for Brooks. But Brooks, the second he sees even like a very black and white situation, like Charlie and what's her name, Georgia,
Yeah.
like he was like, oh God, like
But he might have to learn the lesson. So I'm just saying, let's see by the end of this
Okay.
season if he does do it. Because when I first moved out here and I was waiting tables, I remember there was this one server that kept like grinding my gears and would just do
I
shit
thought
that.
you were gonna say something else.
Oh, no.
Honk, honk.
That was West Hollywood. He was not buying what I was selling or still am selling. So like he would just do shit to really annoy me. And it was rude stuff. Like whatever, it doesn't matter what he was doing. And one day I finally barked back at him. I'm like, you have to stop doing that. And he goes, and finally she stands up for herself. And he saw that I was letting everyone push me around and he was trying to teach me a lesson to stand up for myself. So so I'm just saying not everyone needs to do that, but what if, he needs to get pushed a few more times before he finally is like, stop that. I don't appreciate it.
Chop chop, Brooksy.
Okay, so we start the scene. Top of the pops is the whole crew's having lunch. Obviously, sans Charlie, because everyone hates Charlie.
where the hell were they?
I don't know the restaurant they were at.
Can I just say that
I don't know.
from my personal contribution to this show with the editing and the thumbnails, there is something I find it so hard to find good shots of these people for a thumbnail when I'm so used to dealing with the Charleston kids and the Summer House gang and the kids from Los Angeles, like they're all tan or spray tanned, and the sun is shining. Everyone's on and popping.
Sure.
South kids say. But like it's very easy to make a thumbnail when you're dealing with people with the long hair and the bright popping skin
Eyes
and
popping,
like
lips
and like
busting.
yeah, it took me forever to get a shot of the pasty Charlie and the pastier Georgia and then we're at this restaurant, so gloomy and pasty in New York.
That was his birthday dinner?
No,
Or-
no, at
this
the
was
beginning.
like that where they're out on like a wharf or something, but like it certainly wasn't
somewhere on the water.
it wasn't Gladstone's, tell you that.
No, it was not. Oh God, is Gladstone still there?
I think it is.
Okay,
and,
thank
and,
God.
I
and
think
that's
it's
like
gone.
a naughty. I don't even know who goes to Gladstone's anymore.
Joffrey's.
Joffrey's. It wasn't Joffrey's.
Yeah.
Wait,
Or
was
Jeffries.
it? Where were we? We were at
Who knows?
Gladstone's when they got Osama bin Laden, right?
No, we were at Moon Shadows, which is
Moon
no
Shadows.
mas.
Oh, so at this lunch, really what they were talking about, they were filling in Riley and Ariana and Hudson and everybody on what had happened with Georgia and Charlie. And besides the fact that I love that Georgia showed up to the lunch and was like, is this weird that I have a shoelace on as a belt? Like, this is why I'm into her right
Yeah.
now. Now, listen, if you're 40 with a shoelace as a belt, we're going to have some questions for you.
Even
but-
if you're Georgia, though, I don't think I'd care.
Right. Maybe I won't.
And if you're Georgia, like hottest party planner for 2 decades in New York
Yes.
City with your events company
It
and
might
your
make me love
multiple
you
spaces
more.
and like, yeah, that's of course you're
Totally.
wearing a shoelace.
If people are out there buying Labubus,
yeah.
I
Labubus.
don't even get me
No.
started on those.
Yeah.
No.
Like
No, is that what you said?
Yeah. 'Cause
that's
I
like
would
people that
never.
have Crocs that like buy things to
No,
stick in
stop it.
the
And I'm a Croc
pegs.
lover,
Well,
but not with the stuff. Not, and
oh,
I love an accessory.
they
Okay.
just
Yeah.
we just this vid that you're gonna see the unsubscribe thing go like this after you guys talking about Crocs.
People are
Okay.
trying to make it something. There's Labubus something. I'm not letting it happen.
No, they already are something. They're like $1 gajillion.
Yeah, but
You're
I
a
think that
Labubu.
I think that it has been massively influencer or like originated. Like I think that the people that they got, like one of the ladies that used to be on Beverly Hills Housewives,
Crystal.
Crystal.
Yeah.
Crystal was that's the first person I ever heard about him hawking them hardcore.
Well, first of
And
all,
I'm like, what are you getting from this?
I feel like she's very bag centric. Like she has some Birkins that aren't seeing the light of day with most people.
And you're
It's
gonna
not your run of the mill
shove
black.
you're gonna put a,
Birkin. I know.
little carnival
It looks like
prize on
yeah,
it.
it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Okay. The two things that I found great about this scene was one, learning that she got Charlie the speaker back within 6 days, which is, it's not, she didn't have it for a month. 6 days is not a long time for a turnaround to get you something. And I was like, oh, that is interesting. And the other thing was, this to me was the episode of Hudson. This is when he really broke out of his shell. I thought every scene I have a note like, who raised this kid?
Mm.
When he heard how Charlie had spoken to Georgia, he's like, that is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Like you can just tell this kid is a good
Mm-hmm.
kid or
Did
young
you
man.
see him on
Oh God, am I going to eat my words?
No. Did you see Ariana on Watch What Happens?
No.
She was there, stunning. He was in the audience, full haircut, just like Mike was talking about, night and day.
Well, I remember.
Adorable.
I can't wait to see it, but I remember him from Atlanta when he had the short hair. So
I had never seen it. And when Mike was like, I really think it's the hair, it's the hair, it's the hair. And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's the hair.
Gotta be the hair.
I'm so here for this kid.
Yeah.
I love him. I think he's an amazing boyfriend. There's so many things in this episode that I can't wait to get into that he talks about. Do you guys have anything else of note for the?
Everywhere that Amira goes, the scene is upgraded.
Yes.
Even just how everyone's dressed, and she's still going to dress like she's not going to Fisherman's Wharf with like I do love a rust orange, but not when it's real rust and you need a tetanus shot to go.
Just got mine,
which she just got
a booster.
Yeah, I want more of her in everything, and I'm dying to know like why she's just not in more places. Like
I'm also waiting for, there's always the one episode where you're like, oh, and this is who this person is.
Yeah.
I'm dying for that segment on one of these episodes to come on. Totally agree with you. She elevates every scene. Yeah. I love that Georgia, like, I knew that if someone had said that to me, it would be the gnarliest conversation anyone's ever had with me. But like for her, like I was glad to know that this wasn't something that she was used to. I was glad to hear that this was no one's ever talked to me that way before. And that was the most vile thing anyone had ever said to me, because like, we're just getting to know them. So if I were to learn that, oh, whatever, I would have been like, oh, okay. So this is just how you people deal. You're in dealings like this, it was just nice to hear like that was This
above
is
and
not the
beyond. It's
norm.
not okay. And
Yes. And I was so grateful to hear everyone's response to it.
Yeah.
Like that is so categorically, everyone's like, that is so up.
Yeah.
He was on my sugar honey iced tea list prior to him doing this to you. And now I really am out to, stick my foot up this guy's keister.
Not to jump ahead,
Please.
but there was one person who didn't seem super bothered by it.
Ava.
Wow.
Listen, as we go along,
I wasn't going to say her.
I feel like everyone's going to forget about this. It seems.
It's Amira's boyfriend.
Oh, but he's not really on
Yeah,
the
but
show.
he was so like him and Charlie look like they're best buds, and like later on in the thing when they all went to wherever, like
The
Charlie's
casino?
birthday, or not Charlie's birthday, the
Brooks's?
casino for whatever. Yeah. Like those two were chumming, they were hanging out outside, giggling. Like he seemed real enamored with Charlie. I thought that was a little bit weird.
Yeah, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I just can't make a call on it yet because I don't know. Is he just trying to like stay in the background a little bit and he just knows Charlie? So that was a comfort zone for him to talk to. And like, did he not want to get into this cast conversation because he's not really in the cast? Because also, George's boyfriend didn't really jump in and say that much during the scene at the dock.
What did he say though?
I think he said,
something
"Why
pretty-
does anyone deal with this person?"
Totally. Totally. But that was also his girlfriend. But like he didn't go on
Yeah.
some big spiel
Yeah.
about all of it.
I love how that guy shows up in literal banker suit. Like,
Love it.
I mean, listen, I wish it was better style. Like
No,
it's
but this is the thing. He's building his way up. He can't afford the good suits yet, Nat.
can he not?
No.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought he was like bobbing
Okay,
and weaving.
spicy mayo. How much
Okay,
money you think
okay,
he's
spicy.
making?
I don't know. You never know with these crypto kids.
Yeah, he got that crypto money.
Not yet. Charlie's got $300 of that crypto money. Okay, so the next scene, I honestly thought it was adorable, and just for the one moment when she goes to the Georgia goes to the bowling alley because she's throwing her retro progressive bowling alley party, and I loved how she interacted with the woman who owned the bowling alley. I was like, God, this is why I'm my 50-50 on Georgia is now getting maybe 55-45.
Yeah.
Does that equal 100? Let's hope. Like when she's like, what kind of music do you like? And she's like, or concerts or something. And she's like, Led Zeppelin. She's like, I have a Led Zeppelin tattoo. I don't know. George is winning me over.
Yeah. She's winning me over too, but I don't think you should be allowed to have a Led Zeppelin tattoo if like you probably heard it for the first time on an iPod.
I'm okay with it. I'll let it because it's such good music. I'm just happy she's appreciating it.
I love Led Zeppelin. I think everyone should find their own generational music and get their tattoos accordingly.
A little judgy.
That's what I think.
I've
spent a lot of time coming up with this. I didn't just come up with it 4 seconds ago.
Yeah, her interaction with that lady was super cool because it was not only like I'm with you. I'm kind of my 50-50 is squeezing over to the positive side. But I think after this episode, I'm probably closer to 70-30 in favor of.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I pick up on these dumb little things, but just her going in and being like, I'm going to fill this place with people. That sentence to me was like, oh, okay, you know what your customer wants. Like this lady just wants this place full of people buying drinks. Like that's the markup. I don't give a fuck about the shoes and the boat. Like, give me a bunch of people buying drinks, like boom. And she opens with that. So it seems.
Yep.
And like the lady's hooked. So she's like, she knows her pitch. She nailed the pitch.
Yep.
And then goes in with the like, oh, how many raves have you been to? Oh, I didn't go to raves. I was a concert. Oh, what's your first concert? Like, yeah, all those like the great salesperson. Like that's work.
All of it. I loved it.
I saw an interview with her and she said something like, being an event planner, like I also get invited to a lot of events. And she's like, and sometimes I'll just be like, I'll notice like when like the mood is kind of souring or dropping. And she's like, so even though it's not my party, I will wander back in the kitchen and be like, can we make this light like this instead? Can we hit that fog machine one more time for the cheap seeds? Can we change it? Like, she's like, it's not my party, but I notice when things just seem like they might be getting a little stale and I go and do that. And I just think that's so adorable that like, that just shows you that someone is like born to do something. Like not born to fucking party plan, but
who she is.
It's who she is, and she notices those things, and she's putting her passion to work, and I love that. I love that for her.
Loved.
Yeah.
Love. Because she did walk in and she was like, can these lights be dimmed? Can she like,
yeah.
You see, she's hitting the stuff that like a good party should be thinking about because you walk in with fluorescent overhead lighting and nobody's getting laid that night.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Okay, so then we move into Hudson and Ariana's apartment. I do so much. Like, I feel like they're always cooking or making headway in their apartment. There's now a sofa there. And we're there because Kim, her mom, who for anyone who doesn't know was one of the stars of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's going through quite the toxic, sticky divorce right now. And it was interesting to me because at the very top of that scene, Ariana said something to me that I was like, and then Hudson said something that I was like, oh, God, you guys are fucking great kids. She was like, my mom she is my best friend and she will forever be my best friend.
Yeah.
And I was like,
She
that
looks
is
great, by the way.
Yeah, the Ozempic is Ozempic. Okay. And she, for lack of a better way of putting it, her mom stole all of her money. She
Yeah.
didn't tell her that she was taking this, and she still rides so hard for her mom. So either one, this is something that she's going to have like a latent anger pop up. I'm very angry with him. I'm very angry with my father, Joe Schmo. That's for you, pretty woman. Took $10,000 of therapy for her to learn that she's going to be very angry with her parents, or she really doesn't give a shit because she forgives her mom. She realizes, okay, I got all of this stuff as a kid, and if this is how I helped, I'm charge it to the game, and like I'm out. And then I thought when Charlie had said, "Listen, I did think it was weird. Why don't you have your own bank account? Where's your own debit card?" He's like, "But I respect her parents, and so I would never say anything."
Yeah.
And I was like, you two are amazing.
Yeah. I don't know if I've said this before. I have worried in the past about the way that she has outed her mom and like what's gone on. Like, while I am so thrilled for the transparency and for her sharing her life and saying all those things, I do worry sometimes that like it's like how I feel about Jackson Brittany. Like, I want Brittany to take this dude down and just set him on fire, and like he get kicked off the show, has no, like, nobody wants him, nobody takes him, he's on the show. Like, I would love this guy. I would love all those things for her. But then I think about if he can't get a show, or if he can't get some sponsors or whatever, she's gonna have to pay for everything. So I worry about what she has said about Kim, and just like what that does for her ability to, I don't know if she's still out there doing appearances and whatever, but like, who wants to hire the woman that stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from her kid?
I think in Kim's world, that only adds to like her watchability. Because like it's dark, but it's true. Because look at, if you're taking Jax as an example, people are watching this train wreck. I
Yeah.
mean, not obviously, I know the ratings are down, but like I'm just saying he hasn't been kicked off the show. And they started another show based around him.
about
Yeah,
it.
please, you can kick him off the show.
Yeah.
But like, I think her getting back on another reality TV show is part of like, oh, there's this whole mess to look at.
Yeah.
And
Okay, that's something.
I have to say, as someone who doesn't watch any Housewives, I really enjoyed that she uses the term dude and bro.
You love that about everyone.
I do, but I especially love that about a little bit older lady, like a mom. Like that's funny when she said that. Like, you gave me an inch of wine, dude.
Yeah.
That's funny to me.
Don't get it twisted. Kim is great TV.
She seems like a
she's
good time.
Delulu, but she's great TV. Like, she had this show. The reason that Candy, Riley's mom, and Kim don't talk is because Candy wrote this song for her called Tardy for the Party. And it's this whole joke as to why the name is that name. And Kim didn't give her any of the fucking royalties. It was really crappy what she did. But what had happened from just that song is then Bravo, when she got married to Croy, her soon-to-be ex-husband, gave her her own spinoff called Tardy for the Party. So it's like that song, and the song was the theme song to that show. And so it's like her shit just can keep going. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't exactly, Minnie, you watched it. Like, I'm not that worried about her. And quite frankly, I'm surprised that she's not on another reality show as like a main character, or they didn't want her even as like a friend of on Atlanta.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, she's great TV. She's nuts, but she's great TV.
Yeah, I just like that she uses those California person terms. She sounded like a Californian.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed.
She's not. I think she's from Connecticut.
Hmm.
Okay. So after this, God, this next scene really irritated me. I'm starting to turn on Ava. And I don't know if it's like the rotten apple syndrome. It's like she's put herself next to the rotten apple, so she's just starting to rot for me. But they go shopping, and we learn here she has no intention of going to Brooks's birthday.
No.
And so the fact that she just faked it and was like, oh, I'm going, and I packed a suitcase and whatever, like, Ava, don't be that person. If that's not, as Amira might have already told you, like, it's rude, it's hurtful, it's classless. Like, just say, I have work in the Hamptons, or no is a complete sentence. So you can just say, I can't make it. But she's starting to kind of pull the thing that annoys me the most about when a reality TV character does this. You can't be on the show and better than the show. You have to be in on it. Because you signed up for it. And so I just am seeing, like, she likes Charlie.
She fucking likes him.
I think
she kind of
likes him. I agree.
She's banging. She could have anyone.
Anybody.
You are your parents' children. It seems to me like she has a dad who is always going to be needing. Is always going to be trying to get somewhere, but it's always a hustle. It's always a hustle. It's a hustle. And I think that she recognizes Charlie for like, well, he only gets 10 grand a month right now, but like at some point he's going to inherit like a shit ton of money, you know? And what this show is doing every episode is showing us the divide between the New Yorkers and the Housewives kids or whatever, and the outsiders. What I think is interesting is that the more I see, I keep hearing more and more stories, and now I've like seen photos of the people that were actually signed on to do this show that were like, every time a Housewives kid would come, they'd be like, this is not what I don't want to be on a billboard with these other.
Who was it?
I didn't know any of them because they're just young, spicy New Yorkers. You know, I don't know. But someone brought it up on Watch What Happens Live. And, Ariana said, yeah, I guess there were like a lot of people that were just like not happy to hear about this. And Andy goes, well, I would say that the Housewives kids joining on is how you got the green light.
100%.
I just love that he shut it down like
Same.
right away. Like, oh, everyone, there's always a show. We're developing a show. We've got a show. No, we're doing a show. We're in talks, meeting 3 years later, 5 years later, however long. It got greenlit when the Gias and the
Rileys
and the Arianas signed on. Because otherwise you're just another group of misfits from a big city and we don't know who you are. And yeah.
And by the way,
listen, I would have watched, don't get me wrong, but I'm easy. I'm not the person that you got to convince.
Correct.
There's a shitload of people out there that you have to convince.
I'm with you 100%. And I just think in a time where it is so hard to get things made, take the gift. Take the gift. Charlie, you are getting a handout from your father every single month, okay? You don't make any money. This is your first legitimate paycheck that you have ever had, and you are 30 years old.
Yeah.
You should be kissing Gia's ass so much
that
my God, it's sore.
You should be trying to date Gia.
Yes.
Put yourself on the map,
Gia's gonna go
Charlie.
to law school at some point.
Yeah, because you're like, Charlie, here's the thing. Just for all intents and purposes, you are truly no one. You are a kid of a rich person. There's some other kids that are not as rich as your father, obviously, but there are kids clearly richer than your father, i.e. one of the Housewives' boyfriends or one of the Housewives' kids' boyfriends, whatever. I feel like Charlie, I think it's just funny because the other kids that decided not to do it, clearly they didn't need it, but clearly Charlie does need it. Like if I don't show up to this, my dad is he's going to either make me pay back the loan next week,
He won't
as
buy me
opposed
his
to
silverware and hang my TV.
Yeah, there's those kinds of things like that are hanging over him. I love that the kids that quit clearly did not need to be a part of it. Charlie, we're looking at him like he really doesn't want to do this. He doesn't, but he really also really wants to because I think it's a facade that he's putting up. If you didn't want to be here, you wouldn't be.
Also, how many of his friends that are 29 and 30 and 31 that said, I'm not doing that shit with those housewives?
Aren't they like 22 years old?
Yeah. And they're like, nah, bro, we're not doing it. And now he is. And they're just like, oh, how's your reality show, housewife? How's it being a housewife, a real housewife in New York?
You get to meet Teresa,
Oh, I hope someone said that to him.
Oh my God.
He said something in this scene, and I can't
sure
remember.
you file your taxes, bro.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I don't remember when he was talking about someone's looks.
Oh.
What were you going to say?
When somebody next door to the house.
Oh, we'll get there.
Okay. That's what I thought you meant.
Up
For him to be like,
with the rubber hose.
You little weekend. Like, you.
Yeah, like, by the way, that's part of what makes the Jersey Shore and being in New Jersey great. People yell out to you like, Hey, Teresa, we're cooking at 7. You want to come at like 6:45? We'll have a glass of wine, watch the friggin' sunset. Like,
Yeah.
this is part of the charm.
Yes.
When in Rome, mother.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, this is why you leave New York City,
Yeah.
because there are other states and other cultures out there.
Did you love how he thought he had his own house?
Like, you're getting your own casita, bro.
Last person I give casita to.
The last.
Yeah.
Okay. Point being is he said he was talking about someone's looks in this scene, and I can't remember, and I didn't write it down, and I don't remember who it was, but he was just talking about how like he doesn't think someone's good looking, and I'm like, you got some set of stones, bro, because last I checked, you're not Marcus Schenkenberg or
He's so
whoever's.
pasty.
He's not a good, like, I don't like talking about people's looks. I think it's a low blow. It's not my
It
bag.
is, but when you're
But
dealing
when
with
you're
those
bullying-
scum and they're bullying, then you go there because that's all that they care about.
Correct. And so, like, I just think it's like I feel bad saying it, but like, you're not this Adonis. You're not a good looking person.
No.
And so for you to sit here and attack another person's looks, I just think it's like, I think it's bullshit. I think it's rude,
bullshit, but
it's
it just makes you
hurtful.
like, huh? Like you're just looking at it and being like, has no one told, what do you think you look like? Like, I wish I had that.
You better
confidence.
look like one of the Ryans. What are they?
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, Ryan
Gosling.
Like,
Yeah.
look like one of those motherfuckers.
Or one of the Chris's, the Hemsworths.
Or one of the Chris's.
Yeah.
And then you can maybe sit, but you wouldn't.
Or one of the Mike Connors.
One of the Mike Connors, Mikes of the world. I just think like it's still just a low blow. Like, just don't talk about people's looks. It's just rude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, he said it and it drove me up a wall.
Hate him. But God, I get the feeling that like when I was trying to do my shows a shallow thing, I couldn't come up with like the wording that would make sense. But I wanted to say something like shows as shallow as I am predicting the memories are going to be about what Charlie just did 7 days ago, because it doesn't seem like I really thought, wow, they took this kid down. Like there's no recovering from saying you want, like calling someone a stupid, delusional bitch who also, I don't know if you guys remember, I thought Charlie and Georgia were very close. I thought he was very protective of her. I got the complete wrong idea of what that relationship was. Like it seemed like I really thought that was his, like that they were almost like family, kind of like have like a bond. They don't.
They might. That's the kind of shit you say to your family and only your family. You
sure,
don't say that
but
to your enemies
just
or
by
people
the
you don't
reaction of
like.
her, I'm with you on that, because I thought that this might blow over, and that's why I was glad to hear that Georgia was like, no, that's the most vile shit anyone's ever said to me.
Yeah.
Like, I was just glad to know, like, you don't deal with this like on a regular basis. Yeah. So I really thought that like you couldn't have showed a worse side. Calls her a stupid, delusional bitch, and for him to say, if you were a man, I would slap you, and for everyone to know, because we had a comment from someone else that was like, I thought the same thing. My husband thought the same thing Mike did. My husband's not even in here watching this show, and he just hears it and goes, he really wanted to slap her when he would have done it if there wouldn't have been any repercussions.
Yeah.
And like you could see it in his face, just like how he, like, at least when Jack says something, he knows, just because he's been doing this for a while, he's like, shit. Like you can see it on his face, and he's like, and like he still will double down and keep going, but like you can at least see that he knows that what he just said is like, that's gonna cost me 6 months of something, you know? And like that's not in Charlie. So like that's who he is. And I really thought that was gonna be that. And the fact that he is back at this dinner and back on this trip, and no one has been like, you are disinvited. But I guess how well does Brooks know Georgia? I guess that's another thing we have to figure out, is kind of like, who has a relationship that didn't, like, did they know each other before? Like, hi, I'm on this show with you. Nice to meet you. And scene one, and go. You know,
The
like
Housewives kids all knew each other.
Right.
Georgia and Charlie knew each other. Ava and Charlie knew each other. And I'm sure
but like Riley
Ava,
and Charlie knew each other, I think, for a bit too.
Yes, I think there was like but not the history that like.
Right.
Yeah,
Totally
exactly.
not. Yeah, because it just seems like he doesn't.
Yeah,
He's not going to get what I really thought he had coming.
we'll break it down when we get there, but I'll be very curious to see what we're off of what you're saying. I'll be very curious to see what we're getting next episode with all of them.
Yeah.
The next scene, I, as a born and raised Jersey girl, really appreciated because it was Gia FaceTiming with her mom. And she's basically just explaining to all of us that it's a choose your own adventure at the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Like it is. Oh, I remember what it was. It was because Charlie, this is where you really got on my shit list, bro. Because he was talking shit about the Jersey Shore show. And he's like, all I can remember is it was a bunch of ugly girls and like these Guidos, like these juice head Guidos or whatever. And I'm like, I just stop. Don't talk about how women look. Like, you don't get to call these women ugly. And that's why I think I'm like, I'm fine now to call you ugly.
No, totally. And I just hope that he runs into one of the Guidos from the show. And I hope it's one.
I hope it's Jenny.
Well,
because you could stay here and get your ass beat, or you could stay here and get your ass beat, or you could stay here and get your ass beat.
Totally.
Yeah, tell Sammy, sweetheart, she's not beautiful. Right to her face, my
Block you.
I just was hoping that it was someone more like a Mike Sorrentino, so that if Mike does hit him, that like there's no money to go after. You know, like
Mike
I was
Sorrentino's rich.
I thought that he was like
He
when
is
He
rich.
thought he got sued. He didn't.
yeah, I
pay
thought he didn't pay his
his time.
taxes and
He is paid the restitution. He is now living in a very lovely home in mid to southern New Jersey.
well, I hope whoever he runs into has nothing to lose. I guess I'll leave it at that.
Jenny will punch dudes. Remember when she punched Mike?
I know, but
and
I feel Charlie's the litigious type, so
Oh, yeah,
I just want it to be someone who has nothing to lose. That's all.
I feel like hopefully his dad would be like, you deserved it, and I wish I could have done it, so I'm not going to pay for you to sue this person.
Yeah.
But at any rate, that's what he was saying. And it's like, I get it, bro. You were born and raised in New York City and afforded all of these luxuries because you won the birth lottery, okay, for money.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you better than someone that grew up in Jersey. It doesn't make you worse than someone that grew up in Jersey. Don't talk about this place like you've never even been there.
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're talking about. It's so ignorant and uneducated. And let me explain something to you. When Gia was saying like there's different parts of the Jersey Shore, absolutely. Does the boardwalk, fist pumping, karma version of the Jersey Shore exist? Absolutely. And if you want that, go there. But does the Jersey Shore where I grew up exist, where it's like families and nobody's locking their doors and kids riding their bike and being free and sailing and swim? Yes. And it's beautiful. And is it the Hamptons? No. Is it cheap? No. Like, just shut up and go and experience something outside of your privileged little bubble that you didn't earn.
No, I think that he's stoked to be there just so he can say what a shithole it is.
Totally.
But then for him to even say like, oh, this isn't as shitty as I thought. Like,
okay, then we go back to Kim's trip, visiting Ariana and Hudson. They go down to Little Italy. I love that Riley joined them because Ariana joined Riley and her mom and dad and everyone. And I just think listen, I know that the moms can't stand each other. I just think it's so sweet to see the moms with the kids.
Yeah.
Because the kids have nothing to do with it. And I think they have done a really good job of keeping the kids out of it. And they both have said like, our mom, specifically Candy, my mom Candy said like, it's none of your business.
I love that.
And it's helped these girls foster, I think, hopefully a good relationship. I got a little nervous towards the end of the ep. But but my question to you guys is, I feel like a few times someone has, like Charlie has referenced hooking up with a guy, and Hudson had referenced like, oh, well, maybe Charlie just wants to like hook up with me or something. Do we think Charlie's bi and just hasn't come out yet?
Charlie said he hooked up with a guy?
No, he was saying something. This was in like episode 1, I want to say, maybe episode 2. And he mentioned something about like, and it wasn't the lunch with Seth. Okay, it doesn't matter. We don't have to spend time on it. I just didn't know if anyone
totally
clocked
missed it. No, I didn't. I missed it.
It was something about him. I'm not saying that he has hooked up with a dude. He just made a joke about him hooking up with a dude. And I was like, oh, you interested? 'Cause you got a very cute bisexual roommate, Charlie.
Yeah.
Who would never hook.
My God, I love the fact that kid moves out.
10 out of 10.
I just love that guy was like, I gotta go because this is stifling any growth that I
Yes.
might have. And
Ariana was on Watch What Happens Live. I don't know, probably Thursday or whatever, Tuesday. I can't remember. I don't even know what date it is. But Andy was like, oh, it's so great that you and Riley are still friends, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, she's my best friend. He's here every day. And he's like, what about the moms? And Riley's like, or Ariana was like, oh, we're planning on doing like a parent trap where we're going to like we're going to go to dinner and have them show up and just see what happens. And Andy
this is
was
a good
like,
idea.
okay, well, good luck with that, whatever. So it was super funny because in that episode, she was like, no, we're going to go to dinner. Riley's coming. And what's her face was like, if you, I swear to God, I will.
You have
smack
another
the
thing
shit
coming.
yeah, totally.
You have
But
ticked
she
your last
totally
talk,
get,
kid,
like,
okay?
if you try to get us at dinner together, it was funny.
I like that Dylan moved out and said it's because I'm getting off track. My goals aren't being met. I'm like, this is basically, in so many words, it's stifling just the things he's trying to do with himself. And then Charlie was like, oh no, we're actually like great roommates. It's just like, this is like such a small apartment. We're like on top of each other. And it's like, you mean he's trying to work and you're always there just rolling 1,700 joints all over the place and like probably getting your weed like
Crumbs onto Charlie's like
all the
actual work.
swag like everywhere.
The car ride down like into the house all kind of like meshed into one scene for me. But we did learn when Charlie was talking about like, can you believe, just complaining that he didn't get the speaker back for 6 days. And he was like, because I was like throwing parties and I had to play music out of my computer. And it's like, you're mad because you have nothing better to do with your life, like find a passion, get a job, than to stay up to all hours of the night, probably annoying the shit out of your neighbors, blasting music because you party 7 nights a week.
Yeah.
At 30 years old, that's a problem. Even when I was in college, I took a few nights off.
I will never forget how they shot that and showed the text of him just like standing up against different like buildings, standing in alleys, like just constantly texting speaker, like a $200 speaker. Like that to me, like if it, like I understand, like I think I said this before and you were like, well, because he has nothing else to do, so he's fixating on this thing. But like that's like meth head behavior, like where you're just like over incessantly just like honed in on this one thing and you've got to keep saying it. But it's almost even worse is that he just has nothing. He doesn't even have meth to do.
No, but now it makes sense because it's like, no, like I have some hot chick coming over. I'm doing after hours at my place, or like we're going to pregame at my place. And like, I want to play music.
Buy another speaker.
No, but his whole life is just revolving around his nighttime escapades.
Right.
Because he doesn't have a job.
Right. But like, if it's that important to you, cruise by Best Buy on your skateboard,
He doesn't
you
have the money.
$200?
He has just 300 in crypto.
Charlie doesn't got it like that.
He has nothing.
It's why he dips out of all the bills. It's why he'll go shopping, but doesn't buy anything. Like,
oh God. I'm like trying to find one single positive about this person. Like, at least if he was rich and he was a dick, he'd buy you shit, but he can't even buy himself
supporting
anything.
the economy, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's just
Barf.
this. I don't know when his tailspin will stop, at least on the show, but it ain't good.
No, and he's ruining all those kids.
I hope
that
not.
entire. Well, we'll get to it.
Well, no, because now we get to the house, and it's just so obvious. Do you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me a little bit of Ramona Singer from Real Housewives of New York, because Ramona has this super obnoxious way of apologizing to someone, and it is so inauthentic. You just know she doesn't mean it, because she will just go up to someone and be like, you know what? I'm sorry. Can we just get over it, please? It's been upsetting to me too, and I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. We're okay, right? Okay, let's go have some Ramona Pinot Grigio. And it's like, what are you sorry for, Ramona? She's like, well, because you're upset, right? Why am I upset? Well, we don't have to talk about it. I don't want to it was too traumatic. I don't want to get into it again. I'm sorry. And Charlie, before
You might kill yourself watching Ramona Singer.
100%.
Like you might literally, well, you would jump off the balcony and just break your ankles because it's not high enough. Like that'd be it.
I'll go upstairs to the neighbor's house.
It's next level. Like they don't make them like that. I don't know many like that.
a legend
Anyways.
in her own mind.
Yeah.
even when she started the show, she was a legend in her own mind, and no one except like
Yeah.
in the garment industry or district knew her. So Charlie does the same thing. He just goes up to George and he's like, I'm sorry. We're fine, right? Like, we're over it, right? And
I can't tell if this is real. But I say that to Mike all the time because he's always mad at me. So I'm always like, is this real?
but like,
This is a bit.
he goes in to hug her and she doesn't want to hug him because he never has to suffer the repercussions of his actions.
No.
So he just thinks like, oh, you're going to get over it. And I said sorry, but it's like, right, the jig is up. We all know your apologies mean nothing.
Yeah.
And you're not sorry. And why would she want to hug you? You just tried to rip her a new asshole.
Yeah.
You
You
were
know all of her
horrible to her.
insecurities. You know, she's told you everything about her entire life. And you went for that poor beat so fast, like didn't skip like it was there. It just like that. Like
Just fell out of his mouth.
yeah, like he'd been like wasn't even holding, like it was nothing to him. To have that piece of information meant nothing to him. And that is her biggest insecurity of life, of just like, that is the thing that sits on her shoulders day in and day out since she's a kid. And she told you this thing and you just barfed it all over her. And oh God, you're sick. You're so gross.
Yeah. It's disgusting behavior. And I don't know. I hope either he changes his tune, which I think the cake is baked and I don't really know. Listen, I'm here for a redemption story always, but I want them to push him out of all the storylines because he's rude and he's hurtful and he goes for the jugular and it's not cool.
Yeah. And what we'll notice later is that these kids will go at it. They don't need, like, there is enough of a divide between the city kids and the Housewives kids that, like, the drama will be there. Like, they will be their own villains to each other. Like, this kid is just distracting from, like, what the real show is the homegrowns and the outsiders. And the originals and the new gen.
But in all fairness, the only homegrowns are Charlie, Ava, and Georgia.
I think they've got one more lying around somewhere. I'm sure they could find.
I think those were the original kids that didn't want to sign up to do it. But either way, even if it's not homegrown versus the transplants, I still think the show has enough. Like Mike said it last week, let adversity be the villain.
Yeah.
Let the struggle be the villain.
Of course.
And there's enough
I'm
there.
just saying that even these kids we're already seeing them bump heads. We're already seeing the conflict. We're already going to be watching how they deal with that conflict within each other. Like they are just from different backgrounds.
Yep.
And like it's enough. And this kid is ruining. He's the reason that they're all fighting at the dinner at some point.
We're there. We're at the casino scene. And I just was so confused why it's
one thing that we skipped was Amira back at the house gets the mozzarella sticks. She says, want to eat seafood.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. I don't think it's a big deal. It's not like news. Like I like it, but I think growing up, I didn't always like it.
Yeah, my mom's not a big seafood lover.
Yeah.
I'll never hear the word mozzarella stick or see a mozzarella stick or think of a mozzarella stick without hearing that joke of do you want 12 string cheeses? No, why would I eat 12 string cheeses? What if I chuck them in batter and deep fry them? Well, yeah, of course. Funny.
What did she call them though? Mozzies or something.
Which,
like
Amira, I love you, you're flawless, but like that one, it puts some respect on the culture.
Oh,
So
I
lots of-
liked it. I think I like, because I feel like it was something different.
But wait, why did she order that? It might have been like that's what they call them.
Maybe she got it from Red Robin.
Fudd
It's not an
Robin.
Okay, well,
Italian.
I like that. I might
landmark.
actually take. I think that's super cute. I might take that. But my question is, when George is giving her a hard time about eating them, it's like, why? But also, why did she say the thing about like, oh, the Ozempic wore off? Like, is Amira? I don't.
How about this? She might be, but like that's her personal business. You don't need to be airing that.
I
Yeah,
also think that that's a Georgia joke.
but
Like Georgia's, like why we're 50-50 or on, like why
Yes.
we're not 100% on Georgia's team is because Georgia will say some stupid shit where you're like, dude, kind of fun. And she's like, what? That shit was funny.
Yeah.
And like thought that shit was funny. Like, I don't think Amira's on Ozempic, and if she is, God, cool, keep up. Whatever she's doing,
whatever you're
keep
doing,
fucking
it's
doing it.
working.
Like, like,
What's wrong?
Oh my God, there's worms
Worms?
no.
in my. Oh my God. Oh my God, I ate it.
That's protein.
Well,
There it is.
oh my God, I'm doing a parasite cleanse. Oh my God.
How did that even happen?
I don't know.
2 of them.
Oh my God. 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 I hate today. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to throw them on your floor. I'm gonna get them.
No, you don't think it. Oh, there's one over here already too. It's like
Yeah.
oh my God, there's 2 more.
Oh my God.
You want to grab the vacuum?
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm
Literally, they're on the couch. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so grossed out. Oh my God.
Holy shit!
Oh my God. Did we talk about what just happened?
Worm free.
Yeah, sorry about that. We just found a bunch of worms in Courtney's mangoes.
Courtney's no longer a vegetarian.
No,
8
this-
years sobriety.
Yeah.
Down
Down
the
the
drain.
drain.
Down the worm drain.
Oh my God. I'm not okay. I keep thinking that I don't even want to say it, but it just. They were everywhere, guys. I noticed it and I threw the bag. They were all over the couch, the floor. I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
Needless to say, not going to be doing a sponsorship with those mango people.
Yeah.
No.
We'll wait
what
to
were
hear
they-
from you, mango people, because
Yeah.
we're not holding the bag up right now.
Yeah,
But
what
no,
were
but
they
I did
called?
But
just-
we will.
Should we say who it is?
Yeah, mangoes are us or something.
Not if you want to have any negotiations.
Oh, okay. How about this? If they don't negotiate with me handsomely, I'm going to tell everyone who this mango company is because that is disgusting. As a lifelong connoisseur of dried mangoes, I have never opened up a bag and seen. I can't tell you how many worms were in this bag. At least 50,
Oh my God. I just vacuumed up 25.
and they were movers.
They're moving
Crawled
and
out of the
shaking.
bag onto the
Minnie.
couch. They were on the floor.
Minnie's like, excuse me, I'm out of here.
Nobody fucking told me.
Oh my God. Like, so if anyone wants to know if I'm okay for the rest of the episode and into Love Island, no, I'm not, is the answer to that question.
Dude, somebody's in the comment and be like, I don't know, but it seems like Courtney's mood totally shifted out of nowhere.
Yeah. After I just
Not
realized I
out of
ate
nowhere.
live worms, like I was on
Yeah.
Fear Factor.
You know what? We won't have a choice. It's going to be in the episode because you were holding the bag. Sorry.
Sorry,
Well,
them's is the breaks. Don't put worms.
yeah, exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Man,
I
we
literally-
You took the
just-
worm right
just-
out of my mouth.
I bought them from the store, a
get some of
fancy
those.
grocery store today.
Not that fancy.
Fancy enough.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't 7-Eleven. No shade to 7-Eleven. I just mean like this is fancy people.
I grew up at 7-Eleven. I never had a worm in my 7-Eleven anything. I was telling Courtney to try to make her feel better. Anthea, who's probably not watching, but one of my good friends, we went to Arby's once, and I told Courtney, I was like, "Oh, I found a chicken foot in my Arby's," and she was like, "At least you're eating chicken." I wasn't. Roast beef.
So gross.
Yeah, it was gnarly.
One time when I was in college, I was rushing in between classes to like just get something to eat at the student union. And so I love a salad bar. So I make my whole salad and I sit down at the table with my girlfriend and I'm just shoveling the food in my mouth because we got to get to our next class. And I'm chewing and I'm chewing and I'm chewing somebody else's gum.
Oh.
Somebody dropped their gum into the lettuce bin.
Whoa, dude.
And it was like the green extra. So it was
You
that.
didn't even see it.
Didn't even see it. It was camoed.
Bro, that's so gnarly.
It was disgusting.
All right, last disgusting food story for the day.
Oh God, I'm
I
not
remember going
okay.
to school one day. My mom took me to school and she like hucked me a blueberry muffin. I'm like, "Here, eat this in the ride." I'm like, "Okay." And I take a bite of the blue and I'm like, tastes like a weird blueberry muffin. And you like you get those like fancier blueberry muffins that like have the little crusties on
Oh, I
top
love those.
and then
The
like
crumble.
the little crumbles
You're
inside.
gonna
So like
ruin it.
and then so like and I take a nut. I'm like, okay, well it looks like a fancy blueberry muffin, but like that's a fuzzy ass blueberry. And I was like, Mom, I think this muffin's moldy. She's like, not fucking moldy. I just bought those muffins. I'm like, okay, let me try. And one more bite. It was a fuzzy blueberry. That shit was moldy.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it was like a caterpillar or something, like something fuzzy, like a
it was
fuzzy.
fuzzy
Oh
like
God,
a
I ate
caterpillar.
a caterpillar's cousin. A worm, a caterpillar.
No, you ate a caterpillar's little baby.
Listen, man. There was a cricket in my salad once in Santa Barbara, some restaurant.
But people eat
El
crickets.
Paseo.
That's not even. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not
Paseo
even. That's
Nuevo, I
not.
mean. And no, and I took it back to the cook and I was like, hello. And he was like, it's lettuce. That's where they live.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
Yeah, but aren't you washing that and shaking that shit out?
Yeah. But the way that he did that and the way that I just accepted it, great. I was like 21 years old. But like, I just thought like that showed me a lesson. And like, sometimes if you just act like something's not a big deal, people
big
kind
deal.
of believe it's not a big deal.
Let me tell you something, Mango Company. Don't roll that business plan out over here, okay? It was a big deal.
No pun intended with the roll.
Oh
Yeah,
my
totally.
God.
Word.
God.
Mm, yeah.
I'm going to storm out now. We finally figured out what's going to make me storm out.
Good luck next week.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, Charlie sucks. Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Is there anything else to this episode that we want to talk about?
No, I think we just wanted to touch on the fact that like we kind of were all confused as to what was happening at the end of the ep. And I am looking forward to next episode to be like, what? Gia, you were schooling him on the car ride down and he didn't want to hear it because Charlie doesn't want to hear from anyone because he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room and he knows everything and he doesn't need anybody's help. You do. And I just think like, you know who this guy is. I'm not saying you need to completely ostracize him from the group and be a complete jerk, but like, I'm confused as to what's kind of going on, I guess, at the table.
There's something, Ariana does something where I don't think she likes, but she doesn't not like confrontation.
Right. That's why I'm confused.
Yeah.
I think Ariana and Gia are setting themselves up. Maybe Gia understands that a little better or understands that's just who I am. So like Charlie TBD. Charlie may get bored and be like, oh, I'm not coming back next season because of the housewife kid. Like my bet is Charlie dips out after this season and blames it on the housewife kids or the show being stupid or like whatever, right? Like not, no, bro, you got fired. Or like nobody wants you back or no one likes you. Your friends made fun of you too much. Like it's not because you're too cool, right? Which will pave the way, the rest of this season will pave the way for Gia and Ariana, who are the mouthy ones, to be the villains, the mouth. They're the two, like we talked about.
Ariana is not going to be a villain.
Listen, not in a bad way, but on this show, the villain is not your typical villain. It's just somebody who sticks up for themselves, right? But
Yeah.
I think those two just might not be the villain, but like in your traditional sense, just be those people that are like, oh, we need to start some shit. Call Gia, tell her to come drive across the bridge. Excuse me. Get Ariana in here. Like they're not afraid to
Okay.
do anything. Like
It was
even
just-
Charlie's like boring. He's not going to start any shit. Hudson's not going to start any shit because both of their dads. Brooks sure as hell isn't going to start any shit. So all we got left is the girl. Like the girl's got to start shit. Amira is seemingly above the shit. Ava seems like she doesn't quite.
Ava's missing in action. She's not even on the show.
Yeah.
But like,
so,
listen, but Amira does say like, what the hell was that? Or she like, Amira does do that. But
she
by
does
that
it-
dinner, everybody had turned on each other all because of this bad apple that's at their table. This 30-year-old man that's sitting with these 22-year-olds. And like, I know they're all between 22 and 25, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I think we just saw the perfect example of what you guys have been talking about with the bad apple spoiling the bunch.
Yeah.
And I feel like one of you said it wrong. I think, did you say the bunch spoils the apple? I can't remember what you said. Anyway.
I probably didn't say it wrong.
I was saying the rotten apple theory because basically if you have a perfect apple and you put it next to a rotten one, it will rot the perfect apple.
Yeah. And so like these kids have like
the
nothing to
thing
argue
is,
about
one bad
except
apple
for him.
spoils the whole bunch. So you could put one rotten apple in a whole bunch of apples and it will spoil the whole bunch of apples.
Yeah. Well, this kid is a pasty white apple, which goes against God.
Yeah. Listen, I remember one of them. I think it was Ariana where she was just like, I'm not the biggest fan of his, but like, I don't want to ruin the night or something along those
Well,
lines.
I feel like some people are just going to be like, if you have a brain and having foresight of being like, this is episode whatever, 4 or 5 or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, you got a whole season ahead of you. So like, I know that for me, and I think we talked about this before, where it's like, no, I just like to keep the temperature down, deal with things in the moment. And then I get home and just talk a gang of shit because like, I'm not going to spoil the whole night for myself or for anyone. I'm not going to isolate myself. I'm not going to like make it uncomfortable where it's like, if I'm going to speak up, I'm walking out after that. Like, I'm not going to sit back down.
Yes.
So maybe that's what she was doing, is just like, he's clearly here. We're all here to do a job. And I'm not going to,
Yeah, that's exactly how I took it. And
Yeah.
furthermore, if that is correct, then Georgia just should have pulled some of them aside and say, listen, I just want to be really clear that I don't fuck with him anymore.
Yeah.
He said the worst things that anyone has ever said to me in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you have to pick sides, but like if everyone starts having this great night with Charlie, I'm out. Because that is a line crossed for me. Like she needed to then, if it was going to bother her that much, give them a heads up that you are 100 out on this guy.
Because for Gia to even say like, and well, Georgia, you guys have been friends for a while. It seems like you've just sort of turned that off really quickly. And she's like, what? Like, you have no idea what happened here. I like what Gia's doing because it's just like such the perfect story of a girl who she's just a baby, like she's young. Like she's learning. She's going to learn that like she doesn't know the full story every time. She's going to learn not to step in and tell someone, like, it's just a learning. We've all been there.
Yes.
Where we're like, no, I know what's going on here. It's like, no, you don't. You don't know. You don't know.
That's the vibe I get with Gia is, yeah, I'll be on the TV show. And like, she's in a whole other state. So the only information that she has is coming from a producer. So like the producers, like they're like, that's happening. Call Gia, get Gia in. Okay, so someone calls Gia, hey, can you come in? We're doing a Brooks's, yeah, I'll be there for that. And then so-and-so so we're going to need you to in the car ride up. She doesn't know this dude for shit. And she's just going to psychoanalyze him and tell him he needs therapy. And like, why would you, like, that's a bit much. Sorry,
You
Jen
think that was all
O'Toole.
produced? You think that she didn't?
I think that
none of that was natural for her?
I think it's natural for her.
It's very young Teresa.
Right. So I think it is, but I think the producers know that. So like, my point is she's not in the mix, right? So like the whole, like, she's a baby and she's learning it. Okay. No, she's being brought in to stir the pot. She's the pot stirrer in the cast.
Okay.
And
well,
so
I'm just
that
making
means
a
a
note about
producer-
people in their 20s who we all want to come in and be like, this is right and this is wrong. And then you turn 30 and then you realize it's a little gray. Or then you turn 40 and you realize it's really gray. And, that's
and
all.
you turn
That's all.
50 and you're like, black and white.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's funny.
That's all
Fuckers.
cyclical. I'm just saying, Gia to me is that one person that I keep clocking of like, somebody's telling you to say this shit, I don't think it's out of character for her. I think she's probably strong and independent and like will stand up for herself and has that little jersey and has a little Teresa Giudice in her.
Giudice.
The Giudices. But, like you said, she is her
You guys
mother.
ever think about doing a show called The Giudices?
This is what Giudices. The Giudices
Yeah, but
take
here's
Jersey.
the thing about Gia. Sorry, I'm dying of worms.
Courtney's choking on a worm.
Stop. I just keep thinking it's in my throat.
They call those the wiggles.
Stop it. Mike,
Sorry.
Marcus.
That was Mark.
What an
Okay.
idiot.
I don't think that Gia would, even if a producer is saying like, oh, hey, this is what's going on or whatever, she's not saying it unless she can put her whole chest
That's
into
how I
it.
feel too.
So
There's something in the middle of what you're saying.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, the producer might have said like, hey, he said this to Georgia. This is what's going on. But she wanted to sit here and be like, aren't you tired of always being the
but
hated person in the group? Like,
producer
bro.
can make just about anybody feel that way. So there's a difference between the producer being like, okay, so here's what happened. Georgia and Charlie went to dinner. Charlie said some crazy stuff. So we're going to need you to do, and dude, Charlie, like you're not even in pre-interview mode. You're in buddy mode. And you're like, bro, Charlie told her that she's a poor
Oh,
wanted to smack
you didn't
her.
say it.
Like you're
But
telling
by the
her,
way, you should want to.
no, but like what my point is, you're saying that Gia wouldn't do anything that's not from the chest. I could get Gia to be from the chest in 30 minutes, especially with Charlie, is my point. I'm just
I get
making
it.
a point. Like, so again, a producer can rile her up. A good producer is supposed to rile people up and get them to be like,
She's
what? They
not
did
a
what?
dummy.
Oh, that. Good. While we roll it, hey, you did what? Da, da, da. And then you just sit back and be like, I get my bonus this week. And the EP's like, you sure are, motherfucker. Good
Oh
job.
my God. You're not
What?
taking into consideration at all that she has seen this since she was this tall.
Exactly. Which is why she's like, yeah, I'm in. My mom and dad got rich, went to jail, got out of jail, are still rich, have 2 houses.
I think that she's a little more controlled than what
I do too.
and she just is. I just genuinely believe that about her anyhow. But I also just think that you don't grow up in that and watch that go down and see
So you
producers
think that
manipulate your mom into doing like. Well, listen,
She is also.
Teresa doesn't need a ton of minute, but like
Yeah.
Teresa, I think she would be easy to in the beginning because I don't know.
So you think Gia's just running around town mouthing off, being the fucking
She's not
bully
really mouthing
defender?
off.
Yeah, I don't think she hasn't.
Everything. I have not disagreed with anything she said so
Nor
far.
have I. I'm not saying I do. What I'm saying is she's the one that's bully defending. Every time something happens, it's Gia mouthing, being like, "Yo, what? You said
Yeah.
the fucking thing. Oh, what? Why can't Brooks talk for us? Don't worry about it. He's my friend." Da, da, da. And what are you saying? And you said what? Like the Ava and Ariana didn't even get to fight that battle.
She didn't
barely.
want to.
Seemed like she did. She sat
No.
right back to her and was like, "You have a problem with my brand?" Like there was no. She
Right,
was ready.
and that's why the
then
dinner
Chirpy
was so
fucking
weird.
over here.
That's why that's why we're. I
My
think
point
that's why we're
is-
saying that the dinner was weird because
Right.
she didn't do anything at the dinner, whereas she was very mouthy to Ava, had no problem like going on and on and on about that whole thing. And then when she got to the table with Charlie, it seemed like she wanted to lay low. She did not want to engage. She wanted to just. And maybe it's out of respect for Brooks. I don't know, but Gia didn't have that. Gia had where she wanted Brooks to have a nice night, but she was taking it head on, whereas
Right,
Ariana
fine.
wasn't.
Right. So you think that? So that's Gia. I didn't watch these shows. I don't know this girl. But what you're saying to me is like that's not produced. That's her. That's from her. That's who she is. She's not going to get fooled by a producer or / she's a little baby and doesn't know. But regardless, she's not being produced. So she's just running around town. Bully. Like anytime someone's like, "Oh man, Kenny did this to me." Oh, can you believe Susan did that? Is she? Why you gotta Kenny? You think that's this girl? She just going around town ripping mother a new asshole all day long?
I do.
Okay. Well,
She's
now
not
I
really
can see
ripping
why
I was gonna
people
say, I also don't think she was
really
ripping.
like her.
No, she was just addressing everything. Which is like sometimes you just don't need to address everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not going to get you. And that's why I was talking about her just being young
But
and like that. You think
know when you
Not your
do,
battle. Sit
here's
down.
when
Yeah.
you do need to address everything on a reality TV show, and you need someone to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just disagree about who Gia is. That's all.
Right.
That's it, and that's all.
Commies?
I don't got anybody else doing that job over there.
Listen, why don't you tell us what's going to happen with Charlie? That's what we want to know.
I already did.
What, he's just going to dip out and that'll be that?
Listen, Jax still has a job, so Bravo's not getting rid of the kid.
I just said there's no way Charlie's not coming back if he's invited back. There's no way.
No, I think that if this season continues on down the same path for Charlie, where all these people, Georgia leads a charge on that was a line, we didn't talk about, which is something that you said I think a couple times, and you're right, is when Georgia said what was said that night, we can't come back from. What was said on both sides, she said it a few times, or a couple times, where she acknowledged, listen, I said some
Irreparable
shit too.
It's irreparable. That's what she said.
I said some shit too, and you said some shit, and both of those things are we're done. That's a wrap. Hopefully she sticks to that. But if she does, and everyone follows suit, and he starts acting out more because of it, I can only assume that his defense mechanism will be to flee and blame it on somebody like blame it on the stupid show. Like you know what I mean? Or if he doesn't get asked back, try to play it off as like, oh, we got fired off that stupid show. How cool is that? So dumb. Those kids. Either way, he's gonna make it look like it was his choice because the show was stupid, or it was funny that they fired.
Yeah.
There's never gonna be a time when Charlie's like, man, I think I need to really look in the mirror. They told me I can't come back. You know, like so. And like if he comes back for season 2. That's just depressing. Like that's
unless he has an arc, unless he gets help, sees himself.
No,
I don't think he's.
I don't think he's going to
either. At that point,
if he doesn't get fired, he's not quitting. That's my call.
That's
really?
I agree. That's what I said too.
Guys, that's all he has.
If this season continues on where he just keeps getting shit on and ousted, and the only person he has is Ava, and he's not going to any functions. No one invites him to a single thing, and the only scenes he has are him creeping around the city on his skateboard, meeting up with Ava when she has the time. You think he's like,
listen,
down.
I don't know how much this kid is getting paid, but I know that 10 grand a month in New York City is nothing. So if he's making $5 an episode, it's better than like it's not like I think he's taking it. And I also think that he will just say that however he comes off, he will say that he did that on purpose.
Yes.
Or like, whatever. Because he's just got to play a role. Everyone needs a villain, like he'll do it that way. He wants his dad to know that he can hold a job and that he's getting paid and that he's someone out there. And he's creating this character. You know how they do in TV pops.
Wait, really quick, as we're talking about Charlie,
pops.
Talking
his dad.
If I'm Charlie and I'm talking to my dad.
Oh.
When Charlie starts going in on Hudson about his jewelry, I'm like, okay, first of all, you're one to talk.
I know.
With that horrible necklace you wear. By the way, I don't care that Hudson wears all of his blinged out jewelry because I like Hudson. That's the thing. Like, if that's your bag, whatever your style is, over accessorizing. I over accessorize. Like, you like all the chrome heart shit, or you like to dress very, like whatever your style is. I just think there's something very authentic about Hudson.
No, so do I, but I don't like his style at all.
No, I don't like his style at all.
It's very weird.
That's why I said it doesn't.
Charlie credit.
Oh yeah, I get it.
It doesn't bother me in the sense that like I don't feel like I need to go for him.
Yeah,
and I feel like with Charlie's stupid knockoff Tiffany necklace, I do need to go for him because it's like because you're an asshole about shit.
Yeah.
So I'll call you out on your stuff. Hudson's a really nice guy, a great boyfriend, and seemingly a lovely son.
Yeah.
But for real though, like, did you not pee a little bit when he was like, yeah, the Christian rock star thing? I'm just not down with it.
No,
or whatever he said when he called him a Christian rock star.
But like that was a funny line.
No,
but
it wasn't funny though, because that's coming from Charlie, who is the most insecure peon that ever lived. And so for him, when he makes a joke about someone, I don't think it's funny because all I see it as is how desperately pathetic are you that you've got to bring this other kid down who literally has everything. That kid has the girl, he's got the money, he's got the heart,
he's got the personality,
family,
he's a sweet guy that you have a conversation with.
But no, he does. Charlie doesn't care about any of that.
Right, so he's gonna find one thing.
No, he doesn't care
you
about
grew your
his
hair
wardrobe.
out.
Charlie doesn't. Shannon Fowler and I talked about this. Charlie doesn't like Hudson because Hudson's dad is richer than Charlie's dad.
Right.
That's it. So it does, like, Charlie probably doesn't even care about Hudson's wardrobe or his thing.
Well, he's got the girl that he keeps trying to hit on.
He doesn't want to. That has nothing to do with anything. He doesn't want to. He only wants to bang her because Hudson's dad is richer than Charlie's dad, and the only power Charlie has is his dad. Like, that's it. He has zero. He has his dad. That's it.
Well,
now there's a kid in the group from out of
desperate
town.
and pathetic.
That's dad has more power than Charlie's dad. So now you just took Charlie's power.
Oh, so
Charlie didn't have any power.
He didn't. And it does come back. It is full circle though to when he's like hating on all of the girls on Jersey Shore on their looks. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, Tom Ford. I didn't realize that you were a fashion plate. In front of me, like
you and your
like
weird baggy pants ripping around town, you little brat.
Yeah, like he has no style. So it's just like, why are you hating on this kid? Johnny Smiles said, "Party of Charlie," and I said, In 10 years, if he's still around and has done a complete 180, then we can discuss this, Johnny.
No, party's over.
Okay, maybe
I'm calling the cops.
Wait, dude. It's another stupid story. I used to have a dirt bike, and I would have it in the garage, and I couldn't go dirt biking as much as I'd like to, so I'd have to whip it around the neighborhood every so often just to get it going. But we live in like a full-on neighborhood. Like you're not supposed to ride dirt bikes around. Not even a neighborhood, like the city. We live in the city. And dude, one day I went whipping around early one day, and I came back inside, and Natalie was up, and she's like shaking her head, and I'm like, "Is it that loud? Like, can you really hear it?" And she's like, "Yeah, you can fucking hear it. I almost called the cops on you."
I'm dying to call the cops on someone.
Dude, every time I hear
God.
anybody say, I'm calling the cops, I laugh. And it could be someone like getting murdered, and someone would be like, I got to call the cops. I'll be like, one time? No. Like, oh, no.
You can call the cops
You
on
want
that
me to call
mango
the
company,
cops.
Natalie.
Yeah.
Okay. Shannon Falls said, maybe Riley can go apprentice DJ Kyle Cook with DJ Kyle Cook. I think Kyle Cook should apprentice with Riley.
Yeah. Stupid Kyle.
Linus Spacehead said, I hope Charlie stays. He's interesting to watch, and I'm interested to see how he can evolve as the show progresses. I hate this trend of removing a reality cast member because he or she angers the viewer. Natalie loves a villain. If you don't know this, she loves a villain.
I really do.
More
the
than
good ones. Like,
yes.
with brains.
More than
and, like,
anyone I know. I think our problem with Charlie is he's not a great villain. One.
tired, trashy.
Yes. And he's a little bit of a bully, or a lot of a bully.
Big
And
time.
two, I'm okay with keeping him around. I just need to see growth. I don't like, it's the Jax problem that we
Yeah.
have right now. Like Jax on the Valley, he's just terrible to be terrible.
Yeah.
And there's no growth. There never has been growth. Get him off my TV.
Yeah.
The other thing about that is the new trend is not, oh, we don't like him, get him off the TV. I love this, that Floridians. I just said him. There's no hers. It's not that. No, we're not being babies. Jax Taylor should not be on television. Charlie should probably not be on television. We're down with the villain. Give us that's what we love to hate. That's what we love to get all up in arms about. Nobody wants those people to go away. We like to hate those people. But there seems to be a new crop of people that either Carl from Summer House emotionally probably shouldn't be on television, or your Jessies, your Jax Taylors, your what's the other kid from Vanderpump, the DJ, the shitty
James
DJ?
Kennedy.
James Kennedy's.
Yes.
Oh, somebody made a reference to, he's a cross between James Kennedy
I
and
have
Yeah.
that comment that I was going to read. I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but like, so like that's
It's actually Wellness Bum. It's the next one. It says, Charlie reminds me of a mix between James Kennedy and Jax. Not a fan.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when so good when I mean that's so shitty, but it was a great
Comparison.
Yeah, because the James Kennedy, because as soon as I read, I was like, oh, he does give mad James Kennedy vibes, like just how he's kind of twerky, his shitty apologies, his outbursts. It's
The rage but like there's no regret. At least
Yeah.
James had the regret, so we thought maybe there was going to be growth. Yeah, James Kennedy did have some regret, and like with his girlfriends, like especially Raquel, he was like, no, he did.
Until he
I don't
smacked her
think he.
again.
No, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think he actually
Did.
meant it beyond the moment he was crying,
Right.
but at least we
Yeah.
saw him seemingly sorry.
Yeah.
Charlie, we know it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I was literally writing back a comment to that and got distracted at work and had to delete it. So I was like, save it for the pod. So yeah, I don't think it's people being babies and just not wanting to watch people they don't like. Change the channel. There are some people presenting themselves on TV that should not be on TV.
Yeah, agreed. Nettie said, if Georgia is so successful, why would she borrow a $200 speaker? A $2,000 speaker or screen, maybe, but a $200 speaker? Borrowing a staple like a speaker when you throw parties doesn't make sense to me unless her budgets are super tight. Sounds like fakery. And what I was going to say about this, Nettie, is I think what happened is she was throwing this party for Meredith. And yes, was she spearheading all of it, absolutely. But I think Meredith was like, oh, here's a great way that I can for free have an event for my brand, and all I have to do is bring 2 kilos of fucking caviar. And so
Yeah.
I don't think she had a budget at all. And I think usually she would have a budget for a DJ or a bar or whatever. And I think like in
Yeah.
this case, she probably got everything donated because she's like, it's going to be on the show.
She might also really still be in that stage of like, oh, I'll do a party for someone, a name of anyone, because that's just
Yes.
going to keep getting
That's
me out
right.
and out and out. So she probably, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't get paid anything to do that.
That's why
Yeah.
I said like she's throwing it, because I think
Yeah.
she did it for the
Yeah.
cred.
There's also, keep in mind, whether this part was real or not, the venue that they were supposed to go to, which might have had speakers and a PA system included, got foreclosed on the day before. And the new place maybe didn't have it.
Yeah.
It's last minute at night. You can't call the speaker place. Charlie has a speaker. Can I borrow your speaker? Yeah, dude, totally. I got you. Could have been that too.
Agreed. And I also do think Georgia has been totally transparent about this. Like she lives paycheck to paycheck. So I don't think she has like the extra $200 to buy a speaker that she doesn't need for her life,
Right.
for future events.
Yeah.
And she's not even getting paid for this event.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. Because like as Charlie said, she's poor.
Yeah. So
So
poor.
poor.
I can't stand you, Charlie. Okay. Christian Slater. The Christian
It's
Slater.
It's
Yeah,
funny
dude.
that
Like
she
I was a
did-
little.
Hold on. It is funny that
I'm gonna
Georgia
think
did
that
the
is
party
it.
for not Ava, who is the socialite that got
Yeah.
busted and was on house arrest, who frauded all those people.
Oh, I can't remember, but she did the party for her with the.
Yeah, Anna Delvey.
Yeah,
She would always say, "You look poor."
yeah. Yeah.
And so
Why
maybe
did I look
that's
so poor.
Triggered.
yeah, maybe that was triggering.
Yeah.
Christian Slater said, don't feel guilty about being hard on Charlie. I think he's despicable. The only thing I feel guilty about is still thinking he is kind of hot. LOL. Fortunately, we have Dylan there. And like you said, he's gay royalty, so I can live with just him. Also, as a hardcore Housewives fan, I have never nor will be a fan of Teresa. I do love Gia, and I think it's really cool how she stands up for her friends. So I love Gia also.
Natalie's never been a fan of
Oh.
Christian Slater, so
Stop. Okay, Lynn Bendy said Charlie has a typical Jax attitude towards life. A lot of Jax comparisons with Charlie, which is not a good thing if you're
Yeah.
listening, Charlie. Everything that is wrong with his life is a result of what someone else did or didn't do. Neither take any responsibility for their choices or actions. Luckily for Charlie, he has a couple of things going for him that Jax doesn't. He's still very young, and his group of friends seem to not. Yeah, that's the thing. He's not that young anymore. He's 30. He's not 22 like the rest of them. And his group of friends seem to not support or enable his bad behavior. Save yourself, Charlie. Don't become a Jax 2.0. That's why I'm curious to see how this fight ends up in the next episode, because if they can isolate him enough or just like take away something that means something to him. It's like with a kid, it's why you take away an iPad, a phone, or whatever. If you're like, I'm taking away all your school books, you know.
yeah. But is Anwar going to take away his $10,000 trust fund? Because like, what else matters to Charlie?
His friends and partying. And if he has no one to go, he had a meltdown when he didn't
I don't
have a
think his
speaker.
friend. He'll just make new friends. But partying, if he can't afford, and I get the irony of what I'm saying, that he doesn't put down a credit card and doesn't pay for his party anyways. But like, if he can't buy any weed or any, if he
Yeah.
can't go to the non-$14,000 nightclub, like that's going to be a problem.
Gaga wrote, what I like about you guys and your takes on these shows is that your point of view. Guys, I'm dying from a worm.
Like, multiple worms.
Smite!
Oh, it was a lot.
This is so bad. Is that it's the point of view of insiders. You see things in ways I don't see them as a regular fan. Thanks. And based on your years in the business, thanks and keep it up. As a parent and grandparent, you're welcome. As a parent and grandparent, I've been thinking a lot about the parents of the kids. Charlie's parents must be livid about how they are portrayed and their son's behavior. It's one thing to know your son is a loser and you played a role in that, but it's another for the rest of the world to know your shame. Ava comes across so well, but her dad looks like he is using her to make a little easy money. And because Ava is both smart and savvy, she knows it. Ariana tells the world Croy and Kim took her money and still asks for more money, and she still cares for them. In fact, she says her mom is her best friend. Wow, pretty low. And although Brooks's parents clearly love their son, Meredith looks a bit kooky, unfocused, and needy, and Seth just looks odd. Maybe they all think any publicity is good and don't care. I sure would. And see, that's the thing. That's why you're just a great parent and grandparent, and we have stopped there. These are reality TV people, or, people in the business of celebrity. And truly, I think a lot of people come with the mentality of like, I know I'm going to get in this game. I'm going to look nuts sometimes. I'm going to look great sometimes. No press is bad press. It's selling tracksuits, records, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. Tracksuit.
Tracksuit.
Well, his casino line is coming out.
That's true. And his caviar terry cloth
So
robes.
it feels like caviar on your body.
Yeah. Should do a lot of straws, crocheted straws.
Oh my God.
Meteor Wine said, definitely a vibe shift for the better on this episode. The early summer house analogy is perfect, Court. I was so happy that someone picked up on that. Remember when Stassi showed up and Kyle is blotto in the hot tub with her and forgets her name? It was cringe city. So much better rewatching later when we know the characters better. Will be interesting to see where it goes. Anything but the tired housewives formula. And heaven forbid I will turn on any news channel at the moment. Huda 2028. That's a Love Island reference for you guys who don't watch it.
And you should.
Yeah, bummer for
Especially
you.
on television.
It's
the
really
horniest
is.
show on television.
Yeah, if you're into horny stuff.
This show's for you. But I love that people are picking up hopefully on that like early summer house vibe to this, because I feel like we could have something. Love the T24, cute name. 100% Candy is going to let her have it when the cameras go down. That's not a phone call. Candy is going to make her come to the hotel. I wish I could be a fly on that wall. And I thought the same thing. And I love it. And Candy, I love you so much. I think you're the best mom. Joe Schmo said, I see Georgia as more of a Met Gala after party. Brooks, which I thought was a great call, like the best Met Gala after party that everyone wants to go to. Brooks should stick close to that shy kid because he's got skills to take in places that money won't. And his willingness to teach and then praise Brooks was endearing behavior that got me. Same. Dylan said, yes, self-reflection on creating some space between his motivations and an environment that stunts those was chef's kiss. Oh, Chucky. I agree with all of this. I thought but that's what makes this show good and interesting, because these kids, it was cute to see Shy be encouraging. It's great to see Dylan choose himself and his own growth. I'm having trouble speaking. I feel like this is the first sign of worm poisoning. I feel like my throat's closing in a little bit. I can't not stutter or get tongue tied. Oh God, I hope my tongue's not getting bigger in my mouth.
It's really not closing in. It's just the worms are stacking up.
Okay,
my
weirdo.
God.
What's wrong with you?
Do that, you meanie. Okay, Carrie Peacock said, agree, Natalie. No villain needed to start, but also genius idea, Mike. Let the challenge and hustle be the villain or the city. Natalie gets credit for that one. You guys are brilliant together, LOL. So much more interesting to see them pursue their goals and careers than watch the drama with Charlie. It's fascinating watching Georgia do her thing. I'm with you, Courtney. It's 50-50 with her. She's an amazing creative. Is she an amazing creative or just a hot mess? Who knows? But I'm here for it. So I'm actually curious to know, Carrie, if you feel like, has she worked her way more into like 55-45 or in Mike's case, 70-30? And that's all I have.
Carrie Peacock, not Charlie coming on this show and thinking he's the elite star, and then the editing now looking like they are just going to show what a loser he is on a downward spiral. Yeah, I think Charlie totally walked in thinking he was going to show these people how to do it, and
not so much.
not so much.
Bump.
From Nettie, Charlie's dad is probably saying, don't look this way. He didn't get none of that mess from us. He's an embarrassment. I would love to hear from the sister.
Una.
Dos.
That's her sister. That's his sister's name.
Oh, I thought we were doing Una Dos Tres. Sorry. I would like her on
joke.
Nick Vile or something.
Yeah, I would like to hear from Una as well.
You just reminded me of my dad joke. For
Oh,
Courtney.
why
This
you
is
do
for
this?
Courtney.
No, if it's about worms, I'm gonna.
It's not about worms.
Okay.
Where do kittens go to party?
For spring break. I don't know why I'm helping.
Meow me.
That's not.
I invented that joke.
I literally, before you told me that, I said that's not good. So that
We're
was my
gonna cut
honest
that
opinion.
part
Roll
out.
the tape.
Meow me.
No,
Yeah, dude, so good.
no.
All my funny people out there, Truth, Johnny, you guys know what's up. Meow me.
Why do
Um,
you say it like that?
I don't know. I'm
First
going to
of
say it
all?
forever though. Meow
Just-
me.
Oh,
Listen,
God.
speaking of Johnny Smiles, he's
Yeah.
so good at these. He's so good at like calling, like saying, "Oh, this guy's a that guy."
Yeah.
Brooks's dad is giving Michael Scott vibes. Yes. He's
Oh yeah,
Michael
no, that's
Scott.
totally true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
And I
Shannon
love
said
Michael
something
Scott.
like, he's in the middle of a midlife crisis. This is his midlife
Oh,
crisis.
100%.
Yeah.
I feel like not the first one though.
Not
He
the
seems
first
like
one.
he's got experience.
Yeah.
He seems very comfortable in navigating
Yeah,
this.
he fits
Part
him in
two.
every hiatus. He
Yeah.
fits one
Midlife
in.
Crisis Part 2.
Indeed. Pee. All right. Courtney read all my good ones. Oh, this one is good. Now, Na's going to give me shit about this one because she's going to be like, oh, you always read the ones that are so favorable for you. But this
Does he
one
not?
is favorable to them. And so that's why I'm reading it. Disregard the first few sentences. Raja Zaki.
You could just skip over them if you wanted them. Disregard
No,
it.
it does.
Listen,
it does actually play.
It's not
into, I
that
know.
long of a comment, so I'll go ahead and read the whole thing. I don't want anybody to be left out. Raja Zaki is also the person who prayed to Allah to send her a man that watches reality shows and deep dives them with her. So
And I said, be
I'm-
careful what you ask Allah for.
And I responded, don't give up, because
Yeah.
he could be just around the corner.
whatever.
Don't.
I put in a
You don't
prayer
want
for
any of
you. Raja Zaki, I absolutely adore Mike. That's me. And the only reason is because he reminded me of myself. I am a moody bee. What's up, moody bee? And I have an amazing circle who tend to keep me in check with my mood swings. These two.
A job I never applied for.
I never
This is
applied for,
true.
and a job I failed at. Like I've never had a successful
but
day.
you try.
I've never come home and been like, great day at the office today. Got so
A
much
for
done.
effort, Nat.
Well, okay, sorry. So, Raja, you have better friends than I do. Stronger, more willing to keep you in check.
Or maybe
I have friends
he's
that are
just
trying.
a moodier bee.
There's levels.
There's
Oh,
not.
go on. I feel like the rest of this comment was great. It just gets better.
I'm not. Well, I don't know if I'll read the last sentence. Love you so much, Mike. Thank you. But I do love the women more. The next one.
But I do love the women more.
You know
That's
what?
nice.
Yeah, every
That's how
time
you land that line.
she says that. It's pretty funny. But whatever. She loves me too. Because we're moody beats. Mary, wait, how did we pronounce her name? Aika. Mary Aika. Okay, but this is not an agree with Mike thing. This is her husband said the same thing I did. But it just happens to start
First
with
cousins.
I agree with Mike.
Go ahead.
My husband was in the room when I was watching this episode, and he said the exact same thing that Mike said about Charlie. And my husband wasn't even watching. He was like doing something on his phone. It also, probably.
Is your husband Mike?
Yeah, totally.
That sounds oddly like mine.
Yeah, totally.
As in a Spia, he brought an arcade game on his phone or whatever you
I just
call
brought my phone. There happens to be a game on it.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
every
I feel like
normal
you brought an
person.
iPad. You would have brought your iPad and done it on
Listen,
the big
We
screen.
were all talking, and Nat's like, what is he doing? I go, well, why play the ball sort game at home when you could play it at Synesthesia?
Yeah, I couldn't play it in my pants. Listen,
God.
I do have Courtney's always been like real high up on my list of like people who are pretty cool. But I'm not even gonna lie.
Like and subscribe.
No, you jumped so many more levels. Courtney is playing the game on her phone, and honestly, I would have never. I've known Courtney for 16 years. I would have never picked her for a phone game person. She's on level. What is it? 7,000 something.
It's over 7,000.
Like, what the fuck?
If the worms don't kill me and I live to play another day, I'm on level 7,105.
That's
That's a lot of levels.
that's so cool. That's cool. It's commitment. It's an athlete. That's
Thank you.
real. It's real shit right there. Very impressive. Very impressive. Anyways, back to the comments. He looked at my husband wasn't even watching. He was doing something on his phone. He looked up and said, "That kid wants to slap her," and he would do it if there weren't any repercussions. That's the first thing I thought when I heard him say that bullshit.
Yep.
This comment was made, I mean, technically on this episode, but it was made 13 hours ago. So I think it was made after last night's episode, but it's a great comment. Zoe Noel, now I understand why Riley told Charlie's friends it would be nice if they introduced themselves. Charlie didn't contribute to the table. Riley did, and yet his guests didn't even acknowledge her, let alone offer a seat. Absolutely not. I don't care who you are. You don't come into a section you didn't pay for or contribute to, take up space, and not even speak. That's flat out disrespectful. Honestly, Riley handled it better than I would have. If I'm putting up $3K and don't have a seat while strangers are crowding the space without so much as an introduction, I would have asked her to leave my section, period. I'm with you, Zoe. I would have done that. I wouldn't have asked. I would have been mean about it. I would have been wait, what am I, a moody bee?
Yeah, moody bee.
I would have been a moody bee about it.
Okay, but hold on. Two things. One, I agree with everything you're saying there. However, I think we have two evenings conflated because Riley introducing herself to those girls being like, hey, you didn't introduce yourselves to me. That didn't happen at the box. The episode when they went to the box and Riley had to pay the $7,000 was the episode after. But it doesn't matter because I'm sure Charlie dicked out on that bill. Also,
yeah,
so
I
your
didn't.
point remains
Yeah,
the same.
yeah, I think it probably happened. It would make so much more sense as to why she's like, "Hi, remember me? Oh, you don't, because you never said anything.
Hi,
this is my table. Welcome. That's
this
my
is my
drinks.
name. That's the check I signed for you to drink.
Yeah." A Mandy J says Ava is giving off Charlie light vibes. Charlie is a snob calling Georgia dirt poor, and as Georgia pointed out, has no right to be saying that when she pays her bills and he has no money of his own. Ava did a similar thing in how she treated Ariana, and it was pointed out that Ava had no right to comment when she doesn't choose her own clothing. Both Ava and Charlie seem to have this superiority complex based off of their parents' success and look down on the others. Wilson will probably take Charlie watching the show to see himself through other people's eyes. I think Ava got a taste of that at Chloe's birthday party when she was challenged by Amira, Ariana, and Gia. Great. No notes.
Yeah,
No notes.
Love that.
Yeah, I love that. I think that when you grow up in a city that is the dopest city in America, I think that you listen.
Linda.
I mean, like, here's the thing. I way prefer LA to New York. I really, really do. But I've spent a couple weeks at a time in New York. I've never lived there. So I'm always happy to return to an easy breezy lifestyle. That's not the case there. I think if you live there for a long time, everywhere else feels soft. We went over this in Southern Charm when Paige was will she won't she won't was never going to moved out of there. But I think that when you've got all of that and you've been living that your whole life, it would probably, I don't want to say it would be hard to keep yourself in check to being very nice to everyone and being very excited about what they're doing. But you probably don't think what they're doing is very cool. Well, you probably don't think that their standards are as high as they should be. I'm not defending.
To that
I
school of
don't
thought.
fucking subscribe to it at all. But we all try to just put ourselves in a position to be like, why do they consistently have this kind of attitude? And I think when you've had all the best of the best of the best, then it's, I don't know.
But here's the thing. It was on this, there was an episode of Sex and the City where it was called The Freak Show. I think it was in season 2 where Carrie's dating all these guys and like one has like this hidden box of stuff. One's the guy that's, they're likening them to characters in a circus. And she's on this double date with Miranda, and Miranda thinks she's having a good time with her date. And then he goes, oh, what are you doing this weekend? And she goes, oh, I'm going to go visit my parents out in Connecticut. And he's like, ugh, Connecticut? She's like, yeah, what's wrong with Connecticut? And he's like, I haven't left the Isle of Manhattan in 12 years. And she's like, oh, great. I'm dating the I never leave the island guy.
Yeah.
Like, Manhattan is the best city maybe in the world, right? It's an amazing city, but how about this? In America.
You like it. I don't even like it as much as you do.
It's probably not in my top 10 cities in America.
Okay, how about this?
Okay, it wouldn't be yours.
We don't need to argue about this. It's a fantastic city.
You guys
Okay.
dipped into the gummies or something.
Okay.
I'm high on worms. My point is that like there's always that person that thinks New York is the be all end all.
Yeah.
It's Rome for today, right? Like every fashion trend comes out of here. If there's anything outside of New York, I don't need to know about it because we started it. Like I don't need to go to some provincial town where you guys, it's some one light, one horse town. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there is that archetype of
No,
person.
there totally is.
And I feel like that's who Charlie is putting himself forward to be.
Yes.
Or showing himself to be. And sure, like if he was going on some great fancy trip to Europe, to the south of France, to what, but it's just like, he's still being like, right, but you can't get this in New York or whatever. Like it's his personality as opposed to being something that's interesting about him.
Absolutely. And I also think that they are both in the positions where neither of them have reached where they're trying to go. And the only people that they really have to shit on are outsiders. And so they do it when they can because it gives them a little juice to get to the next day.
Yeah.
I think that I think that those two specifically have not gotten, are not lost. Because Ava's got way more going on than what he does, but I still feel like she's still also kind of
She's
figuring
a little
out
lost in the
what's
sauce.
her next move, and is it going to be a move I'm going to excel at though? Because I only want to do something that I'm going to kill it at.
Yes.
And so right now she can only pick on the people that are, and so again, I don't subscribe to any of it, but you can see the inner workings of how it all goes.
And to that end, like when you're talking about Ava, it's why she started to lose me a little bit this episode, because she knew, listen, I've driven from South Jersey, from where they are, to the Hamptons. And furthermore, I drove to Montauk, which is it's literally the end.
Yeah.
Okay. She wasn't going to Montauk. And it would probably take her, and I did it in the dead of summer, so it would probably take her like 4.5 hours to get there. It's a long schlep. You're also getting paid to do this.
Yeah.
You signed up to do this show. So hustle and make it something interesting about you. And then when you get to this Dolce & Gabbana thing in the Hamptons, then you're talking about like, oh, I just came from this thing. You could get an Uber to take you. Like, you don't have to drive the car.
Yeah.
And because she chose to not just not show up, but like she could have, because she already outed herself. She's like, I could, but I just don't want to drive that long.
She doesn't. Oh, go. Keep
No,
going.
then it's just like, I just think that's shitty.
No,
It's
it is.
like,
She didn't want to go on
hustle, girl.
She didn't want to go on Gia's turf.
No.
She didn't want to go where Gia would be like, these are all my friends. This is my town. This is my scene. Like, I'm taking you guys out. I'm making the reservation. Like, whatever
If it was a bigger, better deal, if it was some fancy something with like, that had something to offer her that was akin to the Dolce & Gabbana party in the Hamptons, she would have shown up. But she didn't.
Like, I get that it's a Dolce & Gabbana party in the Hamptons. So, like, take that with a grain of salt. But she did say, in regards to hustle and work, and in regards to, oh, we're not sure what she wants to do. At this point, she wants to be a model. She wants to do more modeling. She wants to bring in more money from modeling.
Yeah.
And her people, her team, she said, her team said that if I want to be a model, I need to start going to these things.
Totally.
Yeah.
This was one of those things.
Yeah.
But she could do both.
Maybe.
No, she said she could do both.
Maybe. Right? So, but also, maybe this show is not her jam. Maybe she's a few eps in and is like, I think I'm going to stick with the modeling. Maybe she doesn't like getting yelled at by two chicks in a fucking club or having to make it like defend her friend, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I'm just saying, like, maybe she was like, I don't want to go to the fucking birthday party. I want to go be a model. So I'm going to go to Dolce & Gabbana. Right?
She didn't want to go defend Charlie because she would have had to. She would have been in a position to either do it or not. And either she's going to be in trouble with Charlie or she's going to be in trouble with America because she's not going to win either way. Like,
well, first of all, if she doesn't want to be on this show, she needs to tell her dad because he does want to be on this show. Okay.
Both of them, I feel like Charlie and Ava can't quit the show because they're dads. Charlie's dad is only going to be like, I knew you wouldn't make it, you pathetic loser.
Yes, exactly. Una could have done this.
Yeah. I would have owned that show.
But I also think that this is why I'm turning on her a little bit.
Yeah.
She wanted to be at the bigger, better deal and didn't want to inconvenience herself. And I personally think if you signed up for something, you gotta show up and do it.
Yeah.
And I get that maybe she didn't want to, like, she's realizing this isn't for me or whatever, but like, okay, I don't know. That's just how my parents raised me. Like, if you committed to something, you can't just quit in the middle of your, like if I was just waiting tables, short of someone groping me or something horrible happening, like I get that you don't want to do this. You don't quit in the middle of a shift.
Yeah.
You finish the shit out.
Yeah.
And you don't leave someone high and dry.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's doing that a little bit here, and I'm not into it.
Yeah.
Wait, who's she leaving high and dry?
Her cast.
Okay.
Because she's been dipped out the last 2 episodes. She has not really been.
No, yeah, she shows
Around.
up when she wants
it's
to.
not
and-
like, yeah, but
She was barely
she's a
in this
fucking
episode.
friend of at this point. Like, so it's like she's
yeah.
not.
Then
She's not like
she's acting like
leaving
one.
her cast high and dry.
No, but she
She's
wasn't
not an
cast as a
integral
friend.
Yeah,
part
she's
of-
a
cast
main-
as a main
yeah.
character.
Okay, whatever. Here,
No,
I'm not
that's-
saying that. No, I'm not. I don't care. But I'm not saying that Ava is like a super experienced model or super experienced in the fashion world. But is there? I'm trying to think of it like New York is fashion, right? LA is Hollywood, acting, whatever. So, like, is there a correlation between someone getting off the bus in New York and saying, oh, I'm going to do a fashion brand, and someone who's in New York, literally a working model, has worked with the best fashion designers on the planet, granted, from her parents,
Has
whatever.
she? Like, is she that
I
far
don't know,
along?
but
in her
I'm
career?
just-
No,
okay,
but
maybe
she
not, but, like,
works.
She went to a Dolce & Gabbana party. Like, so she
But, like,
works.
I could be
She's-
invited to a Dolce & Gabbana party. It's not a.
Let's just stay on track. My point is the girl works in fashion. She's
Yes.
been working in fashion for a while. Her mom's a fashion designer, okay? In the same sense that someone steps off the bus and is like, I'm going to be a fashion designer. And you're like, okay, kid, right? Really? And they're not in the right. In LA, that person gets off the bus all day long. It's like, I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to be a fucking director. And everybody's like, okay, kid. I'm
Maybe.
seeing that correlation between these two things, and now wondering if I'm like, because last week I was like, yeah, it was a bitchy little comment, but now I'm like, oh well, I've said that to so many kids getting out of film school, like, we're gonna be a director. I'm like, cool. Right now you're a PA. Get me a fucking coffee and take that case of water to Crafty. Like, that's what's happening right
what
now.
a jerk.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Give me my coffee. So like, you know what I'm saying? Someday you'll be a fashion designer, but not today, And I'm on
You're just playing devil's advocate.
little
You
bit.
really are.
I don't do that much, but like, I'm on Ariana's side. I want her to. I'm like, Ava, that thing. It was, yeah. Don't say that. It's mean to be like, okay, kid. Like, that's a fucked up thing to say. It's very dismissive, and she's there. She did get off the bus. She got on a bus. She got off the bus, the proverbial bus, and now she's making her way to learn about cotton and the best cotton. And
Pima,
Okay.
here we come.
Mary Aika Kent says, agree with everything you said about Charlie. He's so jealous of Hudson. Also love seeing Candy and family. Did we read this?
Mm-mm.
This episode is great. Meredith gets on my nerves, but she drove me crazy on Salt Lake City this season. So I just may have some PTSD from that. Charlie screaming at Georgia, gross and just so inappropriate. Also, can we give an Emmy to Charlie's speakers? Seriously, they had a starring role and we only got a flashback of them. And you guys know how I feel about main stories getting flashback treatment.
Yes.
Useless boomer for please don't eat and talk. She won't anymore.
Yeah, Courtney's never gonna eat.
Yeah.
Again.
Did
you
you
do that?
send those worms in Useless Boomer?
She's like, I'll show them.
And Paloma Girl says, please make Mike watch Salt Lake Housewives to see how much more weird and sketchy Seth Marks actually is.
I'll take
Por
your word
favor.
for it.
What?
I'll take your word for it.
Okay. Pat Clark says, I don't watch this show, but from Real Housewives of New Jersey, I think Gia is a disrespectful, spoiled brat. I have many problems with her uncle and father, but frankly, I don't think she is any better than they are. All diabolical scammers, just like her mom and Louie. Yowza. Teresa has one daughter that appears to have taken a different path than her parents, but I can't remember her name right now. And that's why, Pat Clark, that's why you can't.
Gabriella.
She took a different path.
Yeah.
But it's Gabriella.
Okay. I love you, Gia. I don't agree with any of that.
Gabriella was always the really quiet one.
Yeah. Oh, Shannon Falls says, hold the phone. Did anyone peep that Charlie has Ava's location? He whipped out his phone to see exactly where she was during his conversation with Georgia at the caviar party. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I think it's so weird that people have people's locations.
Same.
So
No one's ever had my location in my entire life.
I don't think anyone's ever had mine either. I got his when he drove from California to Oklahoma because he was like wanted to camp out one night, and I was like, just give me your location.
Yeah.
You're going.
If you're
to.
a kid, obviously,
Yeah.
different story. I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
And
But
now
the
and
kids-
that was it. I don't have it anymore. Like
Yeah, the kids. I texted her back. Or I commented. I wrote her back. I
Oh.
was like, I'm like, don't, it's not like all the kids have their locations. Like, that's what they do. And she's like, yeah, all the kids do. He's like an old man.
Yeah, no, that's so weird to me. It's almost like if I gave someone my location, I would feel so much pressure to be doing cool shit all the time. Like I would just want if
that's
anyone's
so invasive. Like, why don't you come
No,
with me to my gynecological appointment?
That's what I mean. That's why no one has it. Then you just see like is she dead? She hasn't moved in 8 days. She's just sitting at that same spot.
Yeah, editing.
Exactly.
Yeah. If I had Natalie's location, I would be concerned if it moved.
Yeah.
I would be like,
Yeah.
where the fuck are you going?
Oh, just to the bathroom. False alarm.
Closing out with Truth for Peace for Freedom. Da, 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 da.
Some good horns. We got basically got a horn section on the show now.
Is it possible that Anwar had a hand in getting Charlie on this show as a last-ditch effort to jumpstart his engine before he cuts him off financially? This could be his Hail Mary. This could be the mirror that Charlie needs. It didn't seem like allowing his son to file for bankruptcy in 2023 did the trick like he assumed it would. With the level of arrested development that Charlie is currently in, is it also possible that he's popping pills like oxys? Maturity seems to stop evolving on a person at that age that they start using. He acts like a teenager. This is just speculation. I'm with you. It's very clear that Charlie is a very angry person, and I'm sure some of that comes from his mother giving up on him when he was only 10 years old. She wasn't a stable person. I just really want to know why he drew horror scenes of his father. What did Anwar do to him? Was it due to the instability in his childhood or something more? Why weren't there any drawings of his mother? So whatever his father did to him, was it worse than his mother giving up on him? I don't even want to think about that stuff, Truth. Any of that. I don't.
Well, then like and subscribe.
Yeah. So we're not going to do Love Island tonight because we're doing it on Friday when we come back to do the Valley, because I think it would be like, I would love to do a show like right before the finale, because like we'll have all of our information and then like the finale's on Sunday. So I just think that would be a better call. What do you guys think?
Yeah. We'll do the Friday to catch, and then next week we'll do the finale episode and like a little recap of the season and
we
can't even do like a where are they now, because it will be like they're in the airport flying home. The thing just ended 15 hours ago.
Okay, we gotta go.
It was just like a big stop down to vacuum up the worms.
Oh my God, Mike. Oh God. May you get a chicken foot in your roast beef sandwich
You
tomorrow.
think I've been to Arby's ever since then?
I've never been
there.
That
was probably 19 years ago. Never touched an Arby's since.
Oh God, everything.
Which is a bummer because Arby's is not bad.
And Truth for Peace, I got your email. I loved every minute of it. And I wrote you back if you didn't get it.
You have a pen pal.
Yeah.
You guys got a bunch of pen pals. I don't have any pen pals. Except one person. I'm still learning the Instagram. I'm actually not.
You're not.
Once in a while, I'll see a red dot on Instagram that I didn't realize that was there before. And I'll push it. And then I'll be like, oh, someone sent me a message like 4 months ago.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we missed out on some funding. Sony wanted to do a deal with. I'm kidding. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. And anytime you comment, maybe tag Dave Portnoy. How is he ever going to find out who we are if nobody tells him?
Yeah, it's a great idea. Or anyone that you think.
Anyone that you think that should know anything.
Well, as fun as this is, I have to go home and die from worm poisoning.
Yeah.
God, if this is my last show, that's so depressing.
From worms. Ciao, ciao.